Hello everyone, and we're just going to dive right on into website reviews today. So if you want to see and have your website reviews, please leave it in the comment section. We'll take a look at it in the future. Today I already have 4 picked out, so we're just going to dive right on in and get on with the show. If you want to know more about some of the things that we got going on, you can always check out blog.photobiz.com, see all the latest features that we've got going on, such as now video options and things like that. So very excited about talking about these things, but today we're just going to go dive right on into website reviews, and maybe we'll talk about some of that stuff again towards the end. So let's start for our first website, Photography by George. So looking at your website right away, the first thing I notice is it starts off with the the award. I would actually start off with your imagery right away. I want to see the images right away, because if I'm a product photographer or seeking product photography, I want to see what you're going to specialize in. Like this with the guests, that's awesome. Anything like that would be really nice to start out with. I think starting out with an image versus your accolades, this could be on a different page. This could be on your information pages. I think that would be more predominant to show there. Then we dive right into some information about like what style of photography you do. I think it looks really nice. I think this is good information. Drives them where you want to. You can use buttons when you want to for like if you need to drive them anywhere. But we get down here to secondary navigation. What I would like for you here is to kind of put something above this that says choose which type of photography you're interested in. And then that way you can remove all these buttons. I think these buttons kind of clutter it up. There's way just too much going on, especially since Awards doesn't have one. It just looks off in that sense. Let's just have this section be itself and then put a title above it. I think that would warrant it and look much more attractive. We come down to the bottom, and great, we don't have a dead end. We have a contact form, so if they want to touch base with you. All right, let's jump over to your about. Good a bit of information. Nice little contact me right here, and a learn more. So this is what I was talking about. If we can implement something like that on the other page, we can. And I don't think you need the buttons. The buttons are already, the images are already telling me what to do next anyway, so you don't really necessarily need that. Especially when you come here, click below, it's already telling me what's going to happen next. So click below to search and things like that. So for your about page, that would be the only thing I recommend. Is you don't need all the buttons underneath the sections that already feel like buttons. People will understand that they need to navigate through those portals. All right, let's check out the next section, which is procedures. Whoop, wrong button. This takes us to an older portfolio when we go to Photos by George. I don't know if this is necessarily what we want, but this is for other types of galleries that you have, models and stuff like that. So this is you highlighting that stuff. This is on an older style website builder that we have, which is the portfolio builder. This hasn't been updated in a decade, so I definitely recommend you moving this style of photography over to there if this is something that you want to hold on to, because you can see there's some of these pages will not be visible through search. So that's something that I definitely would say try to get over onto the other website builder when possible, if this is something that you still want to highlight as something that you do. That would be the big thing. Okay. Next, let's jump over to your product photography. So we go over here. We got this nice little section of like types of photography that you do. So you click on it, you see the types of clientele that you've done. Looks good. Something that, well, I keep wanting to click here. There we go. Something that I would definitely put is some information like you have on this page. I think this looks good. Great looking photos. What I would recommend on these pages, good thing you have a call to action here at the bottom. But yeah, make sure that there's some information like this on all your pages if you haven't already. Other things that I might do is, these are very large and on a lot of white. You might even want to make them more compact, not fully flushed. Just thinking about it out loud, like this is nice and tight, and I kind of like how this looks. And then when we come to some of these galleries, everything else gets expanded. Hey, you can keep that look if you want to, but it might actually look nice if it was a little bit smaller, just in style-wise. Keeping that up, that looks good. And we'll just jump to another one. Let's see this one. This one's got some video content, especially when we're showcasing the turntables. Okay. Yeah. Simple enough, straight to the point. Yeah, all these are pretty identical. So I don't think you need to worry too much about this. I would add call to actions at the bottom of these pages when possible, just like you have here, just in case people don't go all the way to the bottom. But if they do get all the way to the bottom, you give them something to do. Yeah, like the side-by-sides there, looks good. Yeah, add a call to action at the bottom of that page. Good. Oops, wrong one. Industrial. Add a call to action down there. Let's add a call to action down here, but you also are starting a secondary, like put this image inside of there because you had a load more section, then you had that image kind of floating free. Same thing with all these. So these are pretty identical. Just make sure there's a call to action at the bottom of all of those pages. Now let's just jump over to your blog. Is this a banner? Or is this just kind of a split image? What are we trying to say with these images? Just want to make sure that is answered on the blog. Down here, seems like we have a nice bit of information there. Keep in mind, okay. So let's go right into a blog post. Basically talking about composition for cosmetic photography. Looks good. Making yourself a leader in that space, that's important. Good. That looks good. Yeah, just keep it up. Keep those blog posts coming. I think that's a good idea. Looks like your last one was this last month, and your previous ones before that were last summer. Let's just keep making sure that you got content rolling out. I think that would look really good. Let's check out your contact page. Very simple, straight to the point. That's all it needs to be. FAQ. Now you're using a blue here. You don't really use that anywhere else on the website, so I definitely recommend maybe shifting this. Maybe you can make this that orange if you want to use a color, even though you have the orange over here, or just setting it to black. But straight to the point and a nice call to action at the bottom. Let's jump over to your social. Now you have set up a social page. Now what I do recommend for this is hiding this page. Like only showcase it through your Instagram for people to come back to here. They don't need to see that live. So you can go ahead and hide that section on your own pages. So you can set that to hidden in the back of the control panel. Let's see what this page is. Okay, interesting. So this page has a lot of code on it. It looks like a lot of shapes and codes that aren't from PhotoBiz's platform. So it looks like you're playing around with some ideas to make a landing page. You can always utilize our stuff for landing pages. That way you cut away from a lot of this third-party code, because it looks like a lot of this is going to send people straight to those places anyway. So just be familiar with our products versus loading in third-party products. And there's pages that are broken on it here too. And if you need help, you can always reach out to our team. They'll be able to assist you with some of this stuff. And you have our first-party form embedded versus just using the form block. So things to consider is you can make this thing look a lot more attractive versus utilizing so many third-party things, because we could do all these things in our system. You just might want to have a different, unique look. Maybe that's what you're going for, but definitely talk to our team, see what you can do. You can really stylize a lot of things on your website to make them look really spectacular for landing pages. And right now, utilizing a lot of third-party stuff might slow down your website at the end of the day, where we already have the stuff native in there, and it'll be attractive. Okay, but Biggest thing I see, George, is starting off with your photography, less about the awards. We have those down here. People can go in there and see if they want to. They have frequently asked questions, things like that. And the other thing is just making sure those other pages are loaded with call to actions at the bottom of them. And yeah, just kind of tweak the styling here and there. If you need any help, you can always reach out to our team. Our team would be happy to assist you when it comes to making any changes like that. And then hide the social page. I don't think that's necessary. And keep working on this page. I think this is going to be a landing page, but I think you can do a lot of that stuff with our native builder that'll look a lot more attractive. Okay, let's jump over to our next website. This is Nicole Hyatt Photography. So let's see what Nicole's got. Got a nice rotating banner, nice set of images. Nice photo. 2 portals to portfolios, weddings and portraits. Recent blog posts, which look frequent, that's good. Client testimonial, and ending with the newsletter sign up. So great start, nice little storytelling, getting in that SEO, what your goal is to help these people, telling a little bit about yourself, nice little portal of where they can view your work, and showing that you are recently updating stuff, which makes it look like you're in business. It's that subtlety of like, oh, this person just keeps updating stuff, so you're in business. So that looks very nice. Very beautiful photos, nice looking stuff at golden hour shots where you're located at. They just look really attractive. So I think this is really clean looking work, matches the branding of your website, so looking really sharp. Any recommendations on the homepage? Not yet so far. I think this looks really good. So yeah, let's keep that going. Let's check out the other pages. Expanding on yourself, that's good. Turned on that, yeah. Send me a message, testimonial. What else would I do on this page? Let's go ahead and give them something to do on this page. So we have the send you a message, which is fine, but you could also have a secondary navigation port right here where it's like, go back to viewing your work. So send them where you want them to go next. You want them to see your wedding portfolio, or would you like them to kind of see something like this, view your work? Or do you want to have just the wedding portfolio, your investment page, and booking on that page too? So I think it'd be nice just to have there to give them something to do, and maybe view something else extra to it, to that page. But otherwise, this is very simple, very elegant, but that's the only other thing I might do on that page. Or you could add a button. You can add a button right here underneath it saying view my work, and just pop them right into the wedding gallery, so you don't have to take up a whole section. Let's jump over to the portfolio. Nice big bold flush look. What would I do here? You don't have so many images, so you could just make it load all the way in. Looks like that might look really nice because you don't have like over 30, so that would be fine. The other thing you can do is do what I mentioned on the other page. Just add a section where you can have talking points. Add some information here that can help with the SEO. That'll just really expand on the page. So the who, what, when, and where, why about you will be kind of dedicated to the page. So you can talk about how you do elegant photography in your location and how you stand out with remarkable landmarks like XXX, right? So you could figure out all the types of locations to really hit all those marks when it comes to SEO, but also talk about the adventure that you're going to have with them, that you're going to highlight their special day with unique looks. We're going to do things in certain daytime that's going to really make you have these, fairy tale like, photographs at the end of the day. So it'll be you, your special day, et cetera, et cetera. So just put that type of stuff in there. That's just going to help really make this page feel beefed up. And then you can also put in links to the investment and booking portals. I think that would be really nice next here too. So that way this page has no dead ends, because we don't want a dead end. We'll get here, what do you want them to do next? So give them something to do after that. Let's jump over to this one. So this one is just portrait, so it could be any type of portrait. So this is good. So you can talk about how you do portraits of all types, engagements, children, maternity, possibly seniors, whatever else in between, right? So this is something that you can highlight directly here, family portraiture, stuff like that. And again, you don't have a ton of photos, so you might be able to get the full thing here without it having to do the load more. And same recommendations, what you want them to do next on this after this page, after they reviewed your work. That would be really good. And then just adding some context words help with SEO. Let's jump over to your blog. Good, good. You've been blogging a lot more frequently, so that's good, especially you got one a month at least, so that's good. Let's check out what it looks like. Only thing I want to add here is add a call to action to drive people to you. You're writing really great stuff. Let's make sure that they know that they can book with you to have these experiences. Yeah, same. On all those, just make sure there's call to actions to your booking portal. All right, let's jump over to the investment page. Really nice, very well organized, straight to the point. So portraits, $250, easy. Click a button. Awesome, very straight to the point. Same thing with this. So you're cutting down, you're not making it so much on the page where they get overwhelmed. So good job on that. I like that you're organizing what they'll get out of it. It starts at this, so they know there's going to be more options. So I think this looks really good for this page. I think this is really good, and you got nice buttons that lead over to those pages for those types. So here they could choose which type of experience they're going to have, and it goes both to the same landing page, but this is where you give them the option to choose what they're looking for. Okay, looks good, looks good. Since we're already on the booking page, the only thing I might want to do, let's see, so we have elopement and wedding, families, seniors, couples, engagements, and branding. I think that's fine. I think this looks really good. It's very clean, straight to the point. Don't really have anything else here. I'm guessing once they connect with you, you'll have a call with them, and then you kind of walk them through the rest of the experience. That would be the only thing I might want to add to maybe possibly the investment page, is just what the experience might be like. Since they're booking you, they know what they're going to receive, but what's the engagement part of this going to be like? So that might be something I would want to add either to here, just to make this straight to the point, but you can also put like steps like what happens next. We'll have a consultation, we'll do the photographs, and then I will show the work with you, and then you'll purchase packages, etc. So that might be something to consider. Easy enough, looks good. Nicole, you got an awesome website. Really clean, very sharp, love the elegancy. Your logo matches it quite well. It just feels very clean, very sharp, very light. Just those minor tweaks here and there, that's the only thing I would do. Make sure that you have call to actions on your blogs. You might want to add a secondary section here for people to click into your galleries right away from this page, or a button on your portfolio. Just add a little bit of context to the pages. You can put them below down here. You don't have to put it at the top. You can put it below, and then giving them a little bit of the SEO sparkle there, and then a booking option, a button directly to the investment page or booking page for that. I think that would look really good. Same thing with this page as well. Possibly beefing up this page just to talk about the steps. Nothing with this page. I think it does what it needs to do, and I think the client portal goes straight into an area where it's password protected. So, and you know what? This is great because you're showcasing that you're working. This is subliminal, because if I come to this page and I don't see anything, I'm like, oh, okay. But if I come here, I'm like, oh, so she's a working professional. So that's really cool. To me, that looks like, okay, this person's actually doing something, especially with recent context. So I think that looks really cool. Good job. All right, let's jump over to our next one. Fasciano's Bridal and Formal Attire. So let's see what we got here. So they actually rent or sell formal attire. Okay. Great bit of information. Definitely want some of these sections to stand out more because there's so much text. Some of this stuff might get buried, like talking points. Like our entire bridal collection is moderate points of this. Okay, so let's make that, let's enlarge these sections. Let's modify these sections to have like, key focal points. Same thing with this one. We want to make sure that stands out, otherwise being glossed over. That looks good. Yeah, just make sure anything that's key to your business, especially if pricing and things like that, make sure those pop out. We want to make sure that people are understanding it. And you can break it up. You can have it where this half is at the top. This could be a block to itself. This could be another block, and have images paired with them and styled. Let's jump over to your about. Great bit of information. That looks good. Good. What do I add here? I would just add options to jump into, where you want them to go next. Your services, probably, right? So let's jump over there. Again, some type of contact or a button here would be good to drive them over to their premium services. I think you could beef up this a little bit just by pairing an image with some of the words here, just to make this a little bit more attractive. It's very simple, but we want to make sure that they know that they can jump right into contacting you. They might ignore the floating make an appointment. So let's make sure that it's here as well, or something of that nature too, okay? FAQ page. You have a really good FAQ page. What you could do is you could change that into, let's go back to, I'll just bring up PhotoBiz real quick. You could go into doing like our pricing page. You can make it where it has a option where they can jump right to the question that they might want to ask. That'll make the page load faster and not feel as long, because there's a lot of context to each section. So if you want to do something like that, I think that'll look good. It'll also look really good on mobile as well, and it'll just simplify this page and make it more direct for your customers. Straight to the point. I will add it here, a link back to registering or booking or something. Making an appointment. Got here, what I see this one's for proms. What is this one for? Proms as well? If so, I would just put it part of the prom section. That's the only thing I would say about that. And then again, linking them to where you want them to do action wise. And it takes them over to a place off site. Okay, so these sections take them off site, so I can't really dictate how good or bad this is. But I think it's probably doing what you need to. It's acting as a portal to those areas. Let's check out the blog. A lot of recent blogs. Great job. Keep that up. I would just add a appointment booking to that. Same thing here. Appointment booking call to actions. Anytime you can add a call to actions to drive people to connect with you, have it. Font size is much larger in this one compared to this one. So stick to a font size that you prefer. No need for hashtags. And try to always write some context to it. Like, it's a veil sale, but what for, how much, etc., and how long. Overall, that looks good. Simple enough. So my only feedback really is making sure you have call to actions to drive them to making an appointment. I know we have the floating one here, but once you get down to here, it kind of gets lost if you don't know to look, and people might not look up in the corner. People are very laser focused at the moment they're looking at. So if I'm like looking at this section, I'm looking at this section. I definitely would dress this homepage up a little bit more. We have these great photos kind of in between all the text, but we can also enhance this, making the text larger in portions, making certain things pop out just so we can see cost right away. That's the big thing I would do for that. Everything else is looking pretty good. The only other one that I want to change would be the FAQ box. I think the accordion style would look really nice for you, and it would help with mobility and for your users cutting straight to what they want to look at right away. All right, let's jump over to our last website for today. This is the White Fox Photography Studio. Let's take a look. Okay, so for the home page, we're utilizing a really cool layout. Got this banner here. I would love it if you could do a full stretch one that goes all the way across. That way it's not so compact. Got this nice little section here, not too crazy on SEO, keyword stuffing, so that looks fine. Looks good. Got nice links everywhere. We got this right here though. We got too many arrows. I don't think we need that. You see you have a color underneath this one, then that one, then there's no color on this one. Then we have this weird sandwich space happening here. Let's remove these triangles when possible. You can just utilize the lines and I think it'll do what you want to. You can then also highlight what this is. If these are like your portfolio galleries, just say something like view my galleries. I think that'll look fine. And then jump over into the section below it. And you can color this, make this section more colorful instead of on white. Maybe you want to use this beige above it that just cuts this section out. I think that will look really good too. And then drop down into your consultation section. Now this is a really long form for a home page, but it's fine if that's how you want to end it. It's completely fine. Just kind of merge these two maybe a little bit more, and you don't need multiple clicks to consultate in pricing info. If you're already going into a form, have that square above, maybe right here, since we're already talking about it here. Let's jump over to your galleries using the rotational banner style. Looks good. Talking about the packages, I would use color here if possible, since we are already on a large website dedicated to a lot of white space. And yeah, I think there's a way to make this look a little bit more attractive. Right now, I just feel like I'm looking at tons of lists versus a web design. When it comes to web design, your eyes shouldn't just be laser focused looking like a menu. It should feel a little bit more like looking at a book. So if I'm coming here, great, we got some photos. Our eyes are guiding down. Then the next page section is still going down. And then the next section is going down. Then we finally get to a point where we're looking across, and then we're back down. So the way your eyes should move, think about like, in fact, I'll pull up PhotoBiz again. We'll just go to a product page, website page, right? So we start here at the top. Eyes are going this way to there, then downward, a little downward, and then we're going across multiple ways. So it's different shapes, S shapes, and then downward. So your eyes are moving like this, an S-shaped pattern. We call that web flow. You want to make sure you have good website flow when it comes to your visual aspect. This helps keep people focused on where to go next versus feeling monotonous, if that makes sense. You want to give them something that guides them through the page. You want to make something that's attractive and kind of keeps the, see how this goes left to right, right to left, left to right, etc., then downward. Then we have sections that are broken out. You can do this too. We have all those things available for you to manage inside here as well. And again, if you need to reach out to our team can assist you with putting those building blocks together. But I think it would help organize this section so it doesn't feel like a loose piece of paper. And because we're coming to here and look at all this, this is just kind of just bullet points, but not really. Imagine if these sections were built more like this, right? I think that would look more attractive and more engaging for your users. Now this section looks great. I like this. I want to see that, but it might just need some reorganization at the end of the day to make this page really more effective. Yeah, that would be the biggest thing is I want to reorganize this page. I feel like everything is just so center-lined that I kind of get lost on where you want me to read. Let's make sure that there's a focal point. All right, let's jump over to the stories. Again, we don't need these diagonals. Great bit of information. Different style of gallery, but I really like it. Another bit of information. Back into the collage. Then we have this breakup point, which looks really nice. So you see how you're utilizing things like this. This looks good. But then you fall into what I like to call icicling. This is so long, and the bullet points don't line up, so it looks like they look broken. So we want to clean this up. One thing I will recommend, if you want to, a coaching service could clean up a lot of this. I'll mention that towards the end of the show. But I think that's something you could benefit with. You sit with a partner, probably myself, and what we could do is we could redesign these pages to really, really look sharp and clean. Because I think that's, I think that's really what you're missing is just clarity. Because everything's here, it just needs to be organized properly. These sections are too close. Then we have dividers that are close, right on top of a form. It just feels like everything is put here versus clarity. And I want to make sure that that's clear for your customers and clear for you. Excuse me. All right, let's jump over to our headshots and branding page. Okay, getting into here, that looks pretty nice. The blocks. And then we're in this section here, and it is mostly just same issue that we're seeing last time. The dots aren't lining up properly, which means you probably copied and pasted it in from another website builder, which is now causing this code to function this way. Next is we want to just, again, style it up. We want to give it a little more personality to this page because I feel like it's lacking that you want to have on these pages. Let's jump over to our senior page. Some cool visual. Then we go back into our divider we don't need, so I would remove that. Remove it here as well. It just looks clunky. I don't want that. Like this, that's cool. Two different color tones, want to make sure it's one, otherwise it looks a little lost. Again, I think a lot of this is really great stuff, just organized in such an odd way. Like the steps are all the way here at the bottom. Like I want to get that details faster. And most people might not know, they might stop right here and not even get all the way to here. So let's get to those details quicker. So just moving sections might help. Same thing here. Just reorganizing and clean up for the most part is what I'm seeing. Trying to utilize some new styles, but definitely don't need a divider over top of a section like this. I think make these touch would make it look a little bit more attractive. Don't need a divider, don't need this. Not necessary as well. I would have something else break it up, colors, things like that. Again, fixing a lot of these points. You got a centered thing, but things look like they should be left aligned. So yeah, it's mostly just cleaning up, making an adjustment here and there that I would do to make this really look clean and stellar. You got some ideas in here, but they just need a little polish to it, some color, things like that. Let's jump over to Boudoir. Organizing photos, looks good. Add this, a little breathing room in here. I think that would be good. Breathing room in here. I like the use of black. I think that looks nice. Little breathing room. You can go back and forth instead of down the line like this. I think that would look a little bit better. Breathing room to make this box pop a little bit more. And again, just making this look a little bit more organized. I think that could go a long way to make these pages look a little bit more polished. I think you got some really good ideas. Again, I think you're just trying to make sure that they connect and hit all the points of what you're selling and what you offer. but we can stylize this to make it a little bit more polished, give it some breathing room in these sections. I think that would go a long way to make your pages really pop. Very simple, easy to do. Let's not drive them to your homepage. Just drive them to talking with you or one of your galleries. Because if we send them to your homepage, they're going to have to figure out where to navigate next. And we don't want that. We want to make some clarity on here. Right now, we're driving them backwards instead of forwards, and forwards is talking to you. That's what we want. Let's jump over to the blog. I would move that divider again. Looks great. The only thing I would do, you have this link here, but I would definitely make sure that it's a button. Make sure you have buttons to connect with you. It's a nice call to action sections that really make those sections really stand out. Let's check one more. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, you got some really amazing, great ideas here. I think right now you just need, and this is what I was talking to someone yesterday through a coaching. They were like, I want to hire you basically to be my interior decorator. And I think that's what you need right now. I think you have all the pieces. I think now you just need someone to give it a little bit of design polish to it. Definitely recommend that when possible, because you might be hitting a wall saying, well, I think it looks good, but I know it could be better. And I know you know it could be better. And I think that's what you're stuck at. And that's why you're wanting a website review today. So I think the thing I would recommend is possibly getting a coaching service. It's really affordable. We'll spend 1 hour together. You'll be surprised how much we can get done within an hour, to the point where you might be satisfied and that's all you need. So I definitely recommend doing that. I think it's going to give you so much clarity when it comes to, you're going to fall in love with your website. That's what I want for you. I think you got some great ideas. I think it's just organization of it and making sure it's polished enough to where you're happy that it fits your brand, and it's going to make it so much easier to navigate. Because when I come to the page right now, I see all these ideas. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. And that's not something you want your customers to have. So I definitely think that's something that I would recommend, is having our team look over it and be able to help you, or even myself. So I'm part of the coaching team, so I would be able to help you. Because I think there's a lot of great stuff here. It looks like a lot of it was copied and pasted in, and not much organization built on top of that. And I just want to make sure that there's some clarity to it for you and your customers. Okay? Okay, so we examined 4 different websites today. Again, if you want to check out more, all these updates and features that we have, go to our blog.photobiz.com. You can check out all the great new stuff that we got rolling out, such as video enhancements. You can enhance your website with video options such as looping banners. I really love it. It's going to really transform your website. You can also see other things that we've updated and other stories that we have going on. Such as, maybe you're not familiar with PhotoBiz AI. Well, here's a guide on how you can set it up with your SEO, and it walks you through how to set it up and what it can look like at the end of the day. Definitely want to help you with that stuff. And the big thing that I wanted to talk about today is our education.photobiz.com. You can see all the things that we have, such as our upcoming events. You can view all of them coming up in the next couple of weeks. Join us for all those sessions. They're going to really help you enhance your website. But the big thing today that I want to mention to anyone that needs that help, check out our coaching services. You can do a lot in 1 hour. $150 books time with our coaches, and they get a lot done in that time. I've built entire websites from the ground up in an hour with nothing on it. And that's something that I want to tell you. If you already have the stuff, you're going to get so much more done. We're going to be able to go through the pages, polish them up, and make them look as attractive as possible. So take advantage of those services. If you need them, if you want that assistance, you can get a lot done in that time frame. So I definitely recommend that. But yeah, I think overall, we have some great websites. I think Nicole, great job. George, good job. Keep on adding stuff. If you need our team to help you with anything, please reach out to us. Fasciatos, I think you got some really good stuff, just a little polish here and there. And, I think White Fox, I think your stuff is looking awesome. I think we just need to reorganize it to make it more powerful at the end of the day for you. So that's my review for all these websites. Please reach out to me. You can, and I'll send you emails once these videos are uploaded. All right, thank you again.